Let's go.
400th edition. I think I'm just gonna compile things acquired until we have like maybe next week we just talk about what we've been doing and stuff we've been playing and acquisitions. That'll be a fun, relaxed. Maybe no news. Maybe no news is good news next week.
Yeah,
just chill.
I don't know. There's stuff. I'll try. I won't jam it pack though.
I mean, nothing will be like this. This is a gauntlet, so
no. We're gonna try to fly through this.
I think
as much as we can. I know we're gonna want to talk about stuff, but
yeah, we can get sidetracked on the major ones. And NOFODcast is live. Also, new listings were added to match your search alert. Pool Edge Lounger.
Pool
Edge Lounger.
You looking for some swim streams?
These are called. I think these are just called Ledge Lounger as the brand. They're quite expensive. Like more expensive than I thought they would be. And thus we're looking for them on the resale market and not brand spanking new.
What are those, like outside lounging or inside lounging?
They stay in the pool. They stay on a ledge, like a sun shelf or something, and it's like a white. It looks like a white composite plastic, but like a soft plastic that's like one piece. It looks like it's cut out of one piece. Like a. Remember when Apple's big on their unibody stuff? Like it looks like it's one whole. If you saw them, you'd be like, oh yeah. Like my neighbor. Yeah. Since we moved in, my neighbor has had two in the exact same spot, and they look brand new. It looks like he just set them in the pool, and that, like, I know he's moved them to clean the shelf and stuff, but like they just look like they have. There's no maintenance required. They're just awesome, and they exist. But he paid, so try not to pay. They haven't dropped in value, and like everything else, they've gone up. So,
of course,
yeah, Ramageddon nonsense. Oh, I have a cool acquisition, but it's not here. It's in the next room, so we need to do that for the. Remind me after the show to see if that's something you want. See if it's something you're interested in, because I can get my hands on another couple of these.
Really?
Just remind me.
Got something.
Some you acquired you wanted to show me. We will monitor the situation after the show, and you can circle back. We don't have to do it on the air. 400.
400.
Yeah, 400. I don't know if we ever thought we'd get to 400. Like, think of your favorite media properties outside of One Piece. Most of them don't get 400 episodes of content. Right?
Episodes, baby.
I mean, that's past like MASH, Frasier, Ninja Turtles,
Seinfeld,
9 seasons times, what, probably 10, 12, maybe 20 episodes. We're way past all that. We're better than Seinfeld. Southeast's most successful show about nothing.
We're a show about something. Video games.
We are a show about something. Southeast premier video game and show about something. For number 400. As the show doesn't grow and we have the exact same people listening and watching every single episode. Hey, it is what it is, right? Or we decide 400's enough and that's that.
We look at the empire we've built and you can have it all, Richard. My empire of dirt.
I want to at least keep going for another year because the SoundCloud thing went out like 2 months ago, so we have support for another 10 months. I'd like to keep posting something. Sorry, they're interviewing. It's the NBA Finals. I don't know if people are talking about it at work, but they're going on right now.
Oh yeah,
and they don't tip off for another hour, but they're interviewing a player for the Spurs, and I just found out he went to Newton County High. He's right down the road.
Really?
Yeah, and he's in the NBA Finals with the Spurs. Yep. Stefan Castle. Newton County High Ram, which is like, I can get there in 15 minutes, I think, to drive to that school. So it's not far at all. Super close. All right, we're ready to do this? We're already recording. I just got to build in a little break.
Might as well.
Okay. We've done this 399 other times. I've only missed one show. I've done 398 episodes. You and Cesar had to carry one. I can't remember if I was like sick as a dog or out of town or what. I didn't have it. You guys.
Yeah, something.
You guys picked up a show. That was a good episode though. I enjoyed it. We could be the rotating three. Like you never know which combination of two NOFODcasters are available for the show.
Grab bag of NOFODcast.
Yeah, I mean, that was the goal in the beginning, is to like grow the ranks and have rotating bits like this. And, you know, maybe somebody doesn't do the actual podcast every week. You know, maybe that's not the set cycle every time, but hey, we're growing and evolving. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you dislike. Email Mark's Knight at nofodcast@gmail.com.
Gmail.
He hasn't been on at 300 episodes.
He's pouring through the mail.
It's been 75% of the show he's not been on, despite being a founding member. So that's just one of those things. It says we have 4 people here, but I see different metrics in different places.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 400 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game and show about, I tried to say nothing, but Brant, you said something podcast.
Something.
We were comparing 400 episodes versus some other media properties outside of One Piece that have not made it to... Not saying haven't made it, but we're a weekly show. Like Sports Center, I'm sure, is in like the tens of thousands. It's a daily edition that goes and goes and goes. And like morning and night Sports Center, you have different ones. But Brant, episode 400, congratulations.
It is an accomplishment, isn't it, sir?
It's a long and winding road.
It's a long time.
I want to, we totally mistimed this because I would love to just spend an entire episode reminiscing about memories over 400 episodes. And we essentially just had E3 this past week. Box is here. Welcome, Box. You were hoping to catch number 400. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for being here. This is the 400th episode of the NOFODcast. We appreciate you being here.
We've got 400 games to talk about, apparently.
It seems like it. A game per minute. Bear with us. Brent, we cannot do a game per minute.
400 minutes.
I can't do it, man. We're not paid to do this. This is our time.
No.
I usually say at work, I say it's just work. We're paid by the hour, but that doesn't work in this case. This is all pro bono. But Brent, congratulations to Cesar, to Michael, to friend of the show, Mark's Knight, Russell, everybody that helped us get up and going in our community over the years.
Yeah.
Actual good news, says Box. He's excited. Yeah. It's work. It's not easy. We were going to do it last night. And I was like, man, I'm tired. I can't do it. It's not going to work. I'm just exhausted. I got to do tomorrow. I got to get up early to go to the job that actually pays and can't do a podcast at night. And life gets in the way, but we found a way to make 400 episodes of content, and people are still listening to this. When I look at the metrics, Brant, remember I told you I was going to put those hashtags in there? Like we got that message in the email that's like, people are looking for weekly video game news and weekly podcast and all this sort of stuff. And I started putting those in. It's the exact same place. It's the exact same 25 to 30 listens. Yep. Exact same 25 to 30 listens every week. But I mean, that's not why we do it. It would be a dopamine hit. It would be a dopamine hit to see that number going up, and just a larger community, because it's fun to talk to people. We like to get on here and talk games, and it's fun to talk games with people. Like Thinking Inside the Box found us. I think I found him on Reddit. I think we were talking about something on Reddit, and then he started joining the show, and He makes a really good show as well. Check out that podcast and channel. And it's just fun to grow the community and talk like-minded, different-minded, and get all sorts of takes across the industry. And I think our bread and butter is talking industry news. We still touch on like retro stuff that we play and tinkering around with emulation and new games that we've played and old man Halo rounds and stuff like that. But we lead with news, and I feel like we do a deep dive on kind of our takes, and our spin really is like tying it to historical context. We're going to talk about Ocarina of Time later on and what that means to us, and the reason that sort of announcement is so special, I think, is what makes the show fun and what makes talking about video games still fun all these years later and 400 episodes later. So, is that 8 years of content? Did I do that math right? Like 52 weeks in a year times...
Yeah, that's about right.
It's crazy.
I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, there's about 8 years.
What I need to do when we decide, when we have a episode, when we have a week where nobody can record, right? And we skip over these, we have to skip over one. I have like some podcast tests, take one that's like fall and winter 2016. I think I sent those to you to review. Like, hey man, what do you think about this? Me and some friends are doing a show. Before you had been demoted to participant when you were still just listener. Box says yes, guidebooks, strategy guides. We got to talking about those. Yeah, happy to follow for a good 3 to 4 years. Thank you. If we get to, I've acquired some new strategy guides, Box. So if we get through all this E3 news, we're gonna call it E3, right? We grew up with 25 years of calling this
it's the season.
This season is E3. This is just, nobody's paying the ESA to host some giant extravaganza in Los Angeles or Atlanta, which it was when like Banjo-Kazooie was shown off. But if we can make it through this news, I've actually got some strategy guides down here. Box, I know that's one of your things that you enjoy, so maybe we get to that. Maybe next week is like a super light news and we catch up on all this stuff, but we'll just see where it takes us. Brant, any standout memories from 400 episodes? I'm putting you on the spot. Is there anything that stood out, any randomness or specific moment or stream or?
No, I mean, I've had so much fun streaming with you guys. I know for a while I was able to stream a few games by myself when my schedule was a little different.
I was going to mention that because one of my regrets is not pulling down your Crash Bandicoot streams. You played through the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games on PlayStation 1 with like a great OBS setup and scenes and everything. Like, it was beautiful. And we should have figured out how to back those up and get those like fully.
I'm pretty sure I still have them.
Oh, you recorded them on the side as well?
No. I think I have like the graphics and stuff that I made for those.
Okay.
So
you could play through those again and just make another.
I could potentially,
run at that.
Yeah. Could potentially redo it, man.
Because that was fun. You did a great job with that. I don't know if I can single out any specific ones. We get some great running bits and we get to cracking up about stuff, and you guys will just absolutely break me in certain points, and I'm laughing the rest of the episode, and I just can't get untickled. Like, it sticks with me. I was talking to Cesar during all these shows during this week, and Call of Duty Black Ops got listed on everything under the sun, and we never saw what this listing turned into, right? Like, it was the first 2 Black Ops games. And then he sent me a separate thing, and it was all these games that got ports or announcements from 2013. So it was like Rayman Legends, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and then there was one more game, and it was like 2013, 2026. They're just repeating themselves. And I was like, well, was that Black Ops? Was that Call of Duty? And I looked it up, and it was Call of Duty Ghosts was 2013's Call of Duty.
Yeah, it was Ghosts.
So I sent this to Cesar. We're doing this back and forth, and he just sends back re-ghosts. I'm at work, and I just lost. I was like, oh my God. I texted him 10 minutes later. I was like, man, I'm still laughing at this. This is so stupid. It's something they would do. They would call that shit Call of Duty re-ghosts after 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 13 years, that re-release would be Regos. And I was like,
Oh,
man, this is so stupid, but it's so accurate. It's something so dumb with all the remastered bits and uh Definitive and all the dumb stuff that they've come up with for these and reimaginings and just all these names, and I'm like, Regos. It fits so perfectly. I was like, this is so stupid. I could just see it. Like, we're laughing, but I could just see the marketing. Here we go. Call of Duty. This year's Call of Duty being,
oh,
attached to Modern Warfare 4 as a remaster of Call of Duty Ghost. We're calling it Call of Duty Regos. And I'm like, this is it. This is it.
Oh,
Well, that was a good bit. It's always just some zany madness that goes on, and the discovery. Like, we get to kicking around. Somebody's playing a PS2 game. We think we have covered that library. Like, we think over these years that since that platform's been out, we've read everything about this system, or we know the hidden gems, or we know the essentials, or
yeah.
we've looked for every turn-based RPG, and then somebody turns over a new leaf, and we find like we're exposed to something that we didn't know existed on that platform before, and that sense of discovery is still not gone on this show. I feel I still get that. Either from you guys on the show or from like one of our chat threads where we're kicking stuff around. And you and I sending that PS1 stuff back and forth recently. Like, I found a Star Fox-esque game that I'm like, where was this on PS1? It's super expensive.
Yeah.
It's like $200-something, but it looks amazing. A 32-bit Star Fox, essentially.
I saw something I meant to send to you that was like a Japanese only PS1 game that like just got a fan translation.
Pepsi Man.
It looked freaking crazy.
It wasn't Pepsi Man.
No, it's a weird ass game. I can't even remember what it was called. I'll have to see if I can find it again.
Yeah. But that fun is still there. That sense of what I missed I used to work in games retail, and that's part of the thing I missed was we didn't have YouTube and the internet and all that, and things would just come in. Like a Sony vendor would come in and he'd have a demo. Like, I remember getting the God of War demo and I knew nothing about it. And we popped in God of War and it was like, where is this game coming from? This is going to be huge. This thing is totally different. And just having people come in and seeing their eyes light up when they play that demo and they're fighting the Hydra and like, what is this? I need this. When does this come out? And that sense of discovery and awe, it's still there. As much as we complain about the state of games and where the industry's at now, we're going to talk about a lot of that tonight if I ever quit rambling. But I think we're in a good place between where things are going and retro stuff, and we do complain, but it's a golden age of sorts,
Oh, did you see the latest news? I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it next week, but Xbox has made some more announcements about some restructuring.
The layoffs. Yeah. That internal memo stating like memory components are 5 times what they were last fall in less than 6 months.
That's crazy.
2 times what they were paying this winter and 5 times over what they were paying last fall for components for a Series X that released 5.5 years ago. That's not sustainable, and I think that's what they're running into, and as Brent is foreshadowing, layoffs. Talent gets axed. It's not the people at the top that are going to go. They're going to keep making their money. It's the
they just added another executive not, a couple weeks ago, I think it was.
I think this one's doing a good job. We're going to get to that Xbox game showcase, but I think that identity's coming back. We'll see what Box says. Box says high on success, and I don't know how far back that comment was, maybe on the industry, but we'll see what he thinks about the Xbox. So here's to 400 and possibly 400 more. We got 400 more in us.
Salud.
8 years. What would that be? Whatever's in your mystery cup. Mine is definitely grape juice.
Too damn long.
What is a man?
Thinking inside
the box says the bubble is popping. Yes, I think so, and I think that's a good thing. I definitely think that's a good thing. Yep. You're rambling about 400 episodes. Yes, I am. I've rambled for 400. I'll ramble for 400 more. That's
Ramble on, sir.
that's the Highland success. Yeah. Uh, we envisioned this thing many, many years ago and did not know that it would live to this, and it's still fun. Yep. Thank you, KT. Appreciate it. All right, we want to get in this actual news, this E3 week of 2026 in all but the name.
Yeah. What do we got to talk about?
Summer Game
How
Fest,
many
the
shows?
Keeleys. So just to start off before we go into the list of announcements, this is a great summary too by Game Informer. This is chronological and everything. Yeah, this is good.
I made I scrutinized every selection with my URLs here, made sure everything
out some good news links.
Was beautiful.
Yeah. The Summer Games Fest snuck up on me, and I don't know if it's because I've been busy or I don't pay for YouTube ads, so I wasn't bombarded with Keeley information. I don't know what it was, but like the show and everything just snuck up on me this year. And I feel like I'm always on a countdown, like, oh man, I got this circled. I know exactly what night it is. We've talked about it for two weeks or so. Like, hey, the Keeleys are coming up. We kind of joke about how Jeff is, but this is a good show. They're going to announce a bunch of shit. And it just like, it snuck up on me, and then it was here. And I'm not sure if that was the same for everybody or like a marketing difference or what, but it seemed different to me. But it was a hell of a show.
I thought it was on a different day. But I was able to see it from start to finish. It was a very good, very, very good presentation.
Yeah, I caught on. I think I was driving and I caught on, but you guys caught me up via text.
Yeah,
saw the Tupac bit. That's when I was walking in the house. I was on my phone. I connected to Wi-Fi and got the Tupac bit. But Brent, you want to start us off with the Keeleys, which was
of course
June 5th, so almost a week ago.
Yes, it was last Friday as of this recording.
Yeah.
They started off strong with a showing of the long-awaited and long-rumored Resident Evil Code Veronica remake, as Cesar said in our chat just now. Resident Evil Veronica, no more coding.
No more coding.
Man, it looks good.
Yeah.
Brand new coat of paint in that RE engine. I think they've since confirmed that it is going to be that like typical like third person style that they've been going with. I would assume that if they don't have a toggle, that they'll probably add the toggle for first person, because that has been what they have been doing. But this is launching sometime next year, 2027. No official release date. Then we jumped into Cuphead, which was kind of not really on my big go card here either, but they announced a Cuphead sequel plus a Mighty Cuphead adventure. So they have the sequel coming out, and this other little Mighty Cuphead is a spin-off that they've been working on, which is kind of like the old school like 8-bit style.
Oh yeah,
both of these look really good. No release dates.
The whole commercial, the commercial and everything for that 8-bit one was just like they nailed that aesthetic through and through. And so this week, Buish messaged me. He's like, I started Cuphead on the Steam Deck. It's super difficult. And I'm like, why? Because they announced the 2 new ones? He's like, no, I had no clue, but this is really good. Like the art style and everything's amazing. I said, yeah, Brant and I played the co-op many years ago, but that hand-drawn style is just gorgeous and it's timeless.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
It's ageless. It's always going to look good. It would have looked good 30 years ago. It's going to look good in 30, 35, 50 years. But the 8-bit one is awesome. It's like a straight up NES commercial. One of the Cuphead characters like comes up out of the cartridge like a Mickey Mouse style. It's just like a Sears ad almost. But it looks awesome. Congratulations. And that's still a small studio, right? MDHR? Is that who it does? Studio MDHR. Yes. So I didn't realize Cuphead came out so long ago. That still feels like a new game to me. Maybe that is the art direction.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
When we played it, you were in your old casa.
Yeah. Old casa, and I'm pretty sure my copy of Cuphead for the Xbox is a code in a box. I think that was the only way that I physically got it at
Wow.
that time, was a code in the box Cuphead edition. Yeah. I did the same thing with PUBG. I don't know. I was getting them from
PUBG.
a local Best Buy store up that way, and I feel like maybe I was just using reward points or something. But yeah, I was buying code in the box versions of both of those. I think I just wanted a tangible
Ugh,
Cuphead
same,
box,
yeah.
and it's on the shelf, and I don't think there's a disc in there. What's next, Brent?
Let's see. Next
Speaking of another game, I
we had
thought was
the
a lot more recent than not.
world premiere of Alien Isolation 2,
Yeah,
which again, no release date given, but it is launching on everything. Um, then we got into a beautiful looking game, Gen Atlas, from the director who you may know. He's done a few little games called Ico, Shadow of the Colossus,
Last Guardian.
um, Last Guardian,
Yeah,
some pretty decent stuff there. No release date on that either. But it is
Ueda, I think is his name.
Ueda.
And he was there. Wasn't he at the
Um,
show? Wasn't Jeff Keighley like, he's
yeah,
here?
he was like in the front audience. He was like
Yeah.
right front row. He waved.
So we saw this
Um,
before as Project Robot, and now it's called Gen
yes,
Atlas.
it looked really cool.
Yeah.
Like the little robot dude, and then you find that like giant mech head and connect it to a even bigger like robot body, and or walking it around this wasteland and
Brand, I'm gonna steal your phrase.
fighting other mechs and
It's got them Colossus bones. There was a part I was looking at it and I
Shadow of
was
the
like,
Colossus. Yep.
it's got them Colossus bones.
It's that like atmosphere, man. He knows what he's doing with these games, man.
With a lot of
Um,
non-verbal, like you don't get a lot of you don't know where to go. There's no beacon telling you the character raises their
no.
sword and a beam of light points you the right way. Like there's a lot of non-verbal thing, the interaction with Trico. Wasn't that the eagle dog name thing from
Mhm.
Last Guardian? But just storytelling on another level. I'm gonna take credit for this one because we started Eco, my daughter and I. Last week I mentioned
Yeah,
that they weren't
we
really
played it for a
into
little bit.
it.
She was yeah, she
Bored,
wasn't digging it.
immediately bored. Like, damn,
Ugh.
kids these days.
But yeah, this the only thing it doesn't say it's coming out for is Switch, so and will be Epic Store exclusive, so no Steam version.
Maybe for the first year, those exclusive deals usually run.
Next up was a game called Blood Message. Um I think it had been shown before. This is the NetEase game.
Mm-hmm.
Um kind of looks God of War-esque, kind of looks, I don't know, kind of like Souls like ish almost. I don't know.
I don't remember seeing this
No
one.
release date. But it is coming to consoles and PC. They didn't speculate or they didn't specify exactly which ones. Then we went to, I think it was just Hex, which is a co-op survival shooter. Looked very interesting. So it's like three people going through the woods, and you're like, they've got these cubes, and they're like these giant buildings and stuff that come out of the ground, and then you're like puzzle platforming through
Okay.
them to it looked pretty interesting, but it's a 1 to 4 player co-op survival FPS. Scavenge for resources, shoot aliens, and uncover the whereabouts of missing expeditioners. I don't believe, no release date or any console announced. Next, we got a look at Stranger Than Heaven, which still looks really good.
The Tupac game.
Uh, got got a release date of January 15th. Had a bunch of little snippets it went through in the trailer, and then all of a sudden you saw Snoop Dogg, and you're like, okay, what the hell's going on here? And then, like, right before the trailer ends, there's like a little, like a shadowy like hallway, and then out pops Tupac out of the hallway, and you're like, Tupac, what?
With the
And
bandana
they would
tied and
pop the
everything.
names up of the people, like, yeah. So like you saw Snoop Dogg, and then just Snoop Dogg, and then Tupac jumped, Tupac. So and Snoop Dogg came out on stage and talked about the game a little bit, along with the creator, and even mentioned something about how his gaming uh, studio that he's created, Death Row Games, they've been working on something and should announce it, or at least say something about it sometime a little later this year. So
Yeah, I see a release date of January 15th of next year. And this is your next game from RGG Studios. Well, they're also working on was it Tekken they have their hands in? No, Virtual Fighter?
no,
Yeah, Virtual Fighter. The Sega. It's got to be a Sega
Virtual
property.
Fighter.
Yeah. RGG Studios is busy. But I mean, they're like I feel like they're up there with Insomniac as far as productivity this generation. Like they're just churning out all sorts of stuff. We've had one of these type games every year, I feel like, since the Xbox Series console and PS5 and stuff came out. You had like a Dragon, you had Ishin, you had Pirate in Hawaii. Like there's been one almost every year, it feels like. So they're on a release cadence. RGG Studio. Next up,
yeah, we got another look at the Last Ronin Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, and the announcement that it is being developed by Platinum Games.
Yeah, that's the huge announcement.
It says, first reveal trailer. I mean, they did already show that it was like in development, or there was announcement about it, but yeah, this was the first thing. And I mean, it just kind of was a trailer saying that, hey, looks, Platinum's doing it. So
yeah.
Of course, so no release date or anything like that, but with Platinum behind the wheel of this thing, it's
going to be a good
it's probably going to be pretty damn good.
Exactly. They have the pedigree. And this is based off the comic by Mirage Studios, like the actual Turtles people. There was one, whatever this spin is like one turtle survived. So this is the Last Ronin. I think I could try to remember which turtle it is, but
I'm pretty sure I know. I've not read the comic, but I'm pretty sure I do know who it was.
Is it the one that featured katanas, and we could keep it spoiler free for certain individuals? Is that what you also remembered or had read or seen?
I think so.
Okay. I got Mark's Knight this volume. Like I got him the collection when it came out, when they printed that paperback of everything together. So I don't know if he had knocked it out or not, but I think I thumbed through it enough to try to figure out which turtle it was.
Next up was a new co-op game made by like one person, or it's a very small little indie thing. It's called an extremely hard game where you and a buddy play as ducks, and you're moving your egg across what appears to be several levels of different very odd obstacles.
Yeah.
And trying to make sure the egg doesn't break. Up to 4 players can play at once, with a release date of July 24th, 2026.
Soon. Next month. End of next month. But basically like a month away. We're already halfway through June.
Yeah. I need to see more about this game. The next game that got announced was Crossfire. The studio is That's No Moon. It's
That's no
Um,
moon.
Jeff Jeff said that the people behind this studio are of the pedigree of Naughty Dog and Infinity Ward. So,
Good combination.
and it this is a like kind of tactical um first person story driven kind of like two mercenaries have to team up uh and the first thing I noticed is like they're going through like these beautiful scenes and set pieces and like the dynamic the lighting and everything. I'm like, that's freaking Uncharted lighting, man. That's
Yeah.
the I remember that
Trademark.
those lighting physics. I'm yeah, doing the pointing that. I'm like, yeah, I've seen that.
Trademark
I've seen that
Uncharted
before.
lighting. Yeah. I know this lighting anywhere.
Uh, but it
Yeah,
looks
this
pretty
looks good.
good.
It
No release
does.
date. Coming to PlayStation, Series X, PC. Um, what do we got? Another look at Control Resonant. And then we did get the release date in this announcement of September 24th. Game still looks awesome.
It does. They gave out
Um,
they gave out PS2 copies of this. Like people had sealed PlayStation 2 DVD cases with Control Resonant,
what?
like greatest hits versions.
That's pretty cool.
I need to find the image I saw. She's a tech influencer, Trisha Hirschberg, I think is her last name.
I know of Trisha Hirschberger.
Yep, Hirschberger. Okay, I left off the
I
last
believe
part.
it's Hirschberger.
Yeah, and she went.
Yeah.
I think she went to Summer Games Fest, and she was the one showing off that case. So if I can find that image again, I'll send it to you. I was like, that's really cool. I like little collector pieces like this. That's really neat.
Yeah.
It is a callback to games of that era, and Remedy has been making these type games for 25 years now. Cesar's a big fan of this series, so I know he's excited about this one.
Cesar loves him some Remedy games.
And I was playing the hell out of the first one on Steam Deck. It runs like a charm on Steam Deck, and is a very, very good game. And I think I just got distracted by something else, but it's fantastic. The Old House.
Yeah, I'd love to get into that. I need to. I know I've got that remake and then Alan Wake 2 and all that over here. Yep.
It's a
Here, I'm
brand
looking
game.
at 'em.
Control is thoroughly a brand
Yeah.
game. It's up your alley.
Need to get into the Alan Wakes and the controls, and Resonant just looks freaking amazing. So
Man, Cesar bought
I think it's gonna drive me.
Cesar bought me Alan Wake 16 years ago, 15 years ago for Christmas on 360. He's like, this is my game of the year. You got to have a copy. And I was like, oh man, appreciate it. I've put maybe a couple hours in Alan Wake a couple times, but I need to give that remastered one a go too.
Next up, Guild Wars 3.
This looked really
Guild
good.
Wars
Like I've
made a return.
never been a Guild Wars person. This looked phenomenal. We at least tried the beta
for PC. Yeah, PS5 with a beta coming next year. Yeah. It says next fall, so we've got a little while. And I mean, why not? Why not try it, right?
I mean, my PS5 might be worth $1,500 next fall. I may have sold my PS5 by then for enormous profits. I'm not wrong.
Stocks
at the rate
keep going up.
I'm not wrong.
Sell.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a bad turn of events. It looked really good though, and it looked like something we would all get into.
Yes. Next up we had Gundam Rogue Orbit. Third person mech action game, launching next year, of course. PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC. Able to customize your pilot and mech. It looked pretty good as well. We got the another look at our Galactic Racer as we were going wild in our chat. They showed off a good bit of the story stuff in this one.
Yeah.
With like even like Sebulba, the Sebulba character from they're like racing against him, and it looks like a good time. It looks like a really good time. And got this release date of October 6th, 2027.
Now this is pod racing. Notes Game
Now
Informer.
this is pod racing.
My brother and I played this to death on the N64, and whenever any of us would say Sibulba, the other one would do his like, ugh, his like vomit scream thing he does, like the, Sibulba.
Oh,
There was a lot of character. Phantom Menace deserves some of the knocks against it, but the highs of Phantom Menace are like unapproachable highs. They're perfect. The Duel of Fates, the pod racing, the characters built around the pod racing, like gambling slaves, and it built that universe in a whole way that so many other misses in that. The lows just really can't. They can't cover the spread, but nothing brings down the highs.
Right.
And that was a clear high, and so for them to lean into that is pretty awesome and very smart. And the aforementioned Virtua Fighter Crossroads is next. Did we know?
Yes.
Did we know it was going to be like a Sleeping Dogs / Virtua Fighter? Like, I didn't think it was this open world 3D movement brawler type thing built in there.
Right. And it's they just put 2027. And I'm assuming, no platforms listed, but I would assume it would be most of the major platforms here. We just talked about Guild Wars. How about RuneScape? Dragon Wilds.
This look good to me.
Is getting a revival as well.
Here, on everything.
September 15th, 2026, coming to everything already out on PC in early access.
Very soon.
Coming out, I guess, in full release, the 1.0 in September.
It says PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC, and then we find out later, 2 days later, it's coming to Switch 2 as well.
Next, we had the Assassin's Creed creator come out to finally show the game that he's been working on and had to fight Ubisoft over tooth and nail, and I think rightfully so. This is 1666 Amsterdam. It's like there's witchcraft and it's actiony, and you're like hunting down these otherworldly like creatures and like other mystics or I don't know what they are, and like they're changing forms, and it looks wild, and this thing looks amazing.
I said this is a perfect brand game. It's Assassin's Creed meets Stray, because you turn into cat at certain points.
So let's see. Check out the prologue on PC via Steam and Epic Game Store. Prologue is about 30-minute experience. I'm gonna have to see if it plays on Steam Deck. And it's launching into early access later this year. Then we got a look at Saw Genesis.
Oh wait, another Genesis game? We're still getting Genesis games in 2026?
So many Genesis games. Yeah, you just take this cartridge and slap it in the Genesis. You have to have that the newer 6-button controller though. Make sure you
extra input.
Get through all the jigsaw traps.
This was a pretty good bit where that character came rolling out on the show floor with
Jeff and his puppets.
He's like, "Go ahead, puppet."
It's set in the aftermath of World War I, centered around a character called the Judge, who is a precursor to Jigsaw. There's a closed alpha that started the day of that show, so if you're interested in this Saw game, I would go ahead and sign up for that beta.
Another prolific studio up there with Insomniac, and who else did I mention? Now I'm blanking on it. For producing a lot of stuff this generation, like seemingly tons of games. But Bloober Team, I think you got to put Bloober Team out there as well. It started off with the Medium, kind of like an early Xbox Series exclusive.
Yeah, and that was like hit or miss for some people
It was.
because I heard different things. I heard it was I think Cesar said it was pretty good,
Yeah.
but some people dogged on it,
And they brought back Silent Hill.
but then I about to say they redeemed themselves.
What is the other studio I'm thinking of? That's where I'm struggling. Like, man, they've really come out with a lot of stuff here. Wasn't Platinum, was it? We
I
can
don't
keep
know.
going. Yeah, we can keep going. We're good. I'm not gonna find it.
We got some more world premieres here. We had
World
Lords of the
premiere.
2. No release date on it, but of course coming to your major consoles, PS5s, Xboxes, and PCs.
Yeah.
The Blood of Dawnwalker.
This looks really,
set
really, really good.
Yes, has a September 3rd release date. This is the one that's like vampire versus some vampires, and I don't. It was showing like him in the past and then him in present day, and
Yeah.
it was doing something funky, but it looked interesting. I definitely want to see a little bit more of this game here.
And it's by some CD Projekt Red Witcher co-founders and developers.
That's right.
So the pedigree behind that is extraordinary. And they know it's the current Game Informer game. So or Game Informer cover game. So this, of course, news coming from Game Informer. They highlight that. And I've started getting mine. I think I've got like 4 or 5 print issues. I went ahead and got that year.
Really?
Print Game Informer. Highly recommend. It's super glossy. It's well printed. It doesn't feel like a normal, like print, Ziff Media back in the day.
Yeah.
Or Nintendo Power or something like it. It's got a real premium feel to it. So it's a good publication.
Next up, we got a look at Star Wars Zero Company, which is kind of like the SOCOM of Star Wars games.
Like a strategy.
Kind of what it gave me vibes.
Yeah. SOCOM, XCOM. It's in the Comverse.
Yeah, XCOM in the comms. Got a release date of August 27th, launching on PlayStation, Xbox, and PCs. They showed a bunch of like different characters, including Anakin Skywalker and
oh god, that's another Phantom Menace reference. So much Phantom Menace.
Looked pretty good.
Is there pod racing?
Customizing your team, building everything out. Then we went into a Among Us. We have Among Us On Guard, which is kind of like a it's a spin-off of the I guess the regular Among Us game, and kind of looked like a I don't want to say like Telltale type of game, but it's like you're literally like trying to track down this murderer. It's a murder mystery thing, and it's more story driven. And they also had the announcement of that the animated Among Us TV show is streaming on Paramount, which I didn't know. Thing.
I didn't either. What is there enough Among Us content to make?
I feel like
a trader and tasks.
I feel like
and all
Among
that.
Us is. Yeah, I feel like Among Us's time is kind of come and gone.
Is it like that? Does it feel like that super huge investment in Angry Birds? Once Angry Birds felt like it was on the. Didn't Sega spend a lot of money on that property or something, or buying?
So
Revo, whatever that company's name is, it's escaping me.
Yeah, Rivio.
Yes. And the whole Among Us bit was awkward with the voice actors out there and the puppets, like the inflatable Among Us.
Yeah, the little dude in the inflatable costume.
Shipmates. Yeah. That was an interesting bit. Yeah.
Then we had a Monster Hunter Wilds Ascendance expansion. No release date given on it. Launching sometime in 2027, though. Of course, on everything that already has the Monster Hunter Wilds game.
Yeah.
Soar into a land above, wield new abilities, and hunt legendary monsters. I didn't know you hunted monsters in Monster Hunter. That's crazy.
Oh, is that one
Uh,
of the core gameplay elements? Well, honestly, I just remember
man,
cooking.
that's
I just remember cooking meat on that thing.
you're cooking the meat,
Yes.
sitting around the campfire.
Yeah, it was in the same genre for me, gameplay wise. I think Cesar as well, except he's played some of the newer ones as Cooking Mama. It's very similar
Cook.
core gameplay elements. Ugh.
We got another Hot Wheels game announced. Hot Wheels Infinite Rush. I don't know. It actually kind of looks like a cool little racing
Yeah,
game,
these are
honestly.
good. These Hot Wheels
I
racers have been really good.
was about to say those what was it? Hot Wheels Unleashed was the last two. They did like Unleashed and Unleashed 2
Unleashed
or
Turbo
something.
2, or is it Turbo Unleashed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it had like a subtitle or something. But this is coming out September 24th. Um and coming to absolutely everything under the
Yeah.
sun there.
Why not?
Then we got a Attack on Titan 3 announced trailer. Um Looks like uh set to arrive July 1st. Game Steam page says it's launching this year.
And it's going to wrap up the rest of the series. So the previous game, Attack on Titan 2, only covered the events of the show through season 2. This will go from the end of season 2 all the way through to the series finale. It looks good. I don't know if enough about Attack on Titan, and Cesar was telling us one time it kind of went places, so it got a little
Yeah.
bizarre.
But I mean that's good for fans of the show and the games. So
Yeah.
Next was this was a pretty big announcement. We have yet another revival of another series here. We got the announcement of The Wolf Among Us 2, which is coming sometime 2027. But in order to somewhat tide us over, we have a remaster of the original Wolf Among Us game coming this holiday.
So another
I-
Among Us game to go along with the animated series. Is
the
this
original Among Us.
Is this
here.
in the Among Us verse? Thinking inside the box set earlier,
It's
Among Us
gotta
has such
be,
a
right?
deep, expanded story. I think this is based on that Among Us story. This has
Yeah, this
always
one
been on my
just
list.
focuses on the wolf.
Yes, the wolf that is Among Us, not the traitor.
The
I've
wolf.
always wanted to play this. I think I've bought it on like PS3 and Steam and everything. It's evaded me. So maybe the remaster is the way to go on this one. Have you played this, Brant?
I have not. I've always heard great things about this.
Same.
And I was trying to see if I had it I don't think I have it physically on anything, honestly. So yeah, it might be getting this. I definitely will probably be getting this remaster here.
Yeah, you always wonder, like, we've been buying a bunch of Steam games recently. Like, does this get upgrade on the Steam version that we already have? Like, does it just roll straight over to this, or is it a different SKU, that sort of thing? So hopefully we find that out soon. 2027 for The Wolf Among Us 2 and a remaster of the first game this holiday to tide you over.
Now after that, we got a look at some Street Fighter DLC year 4.
Okay.
We've got some new characters coming in. They showed 3 characters, Yasmin coming in August, Arjun coming in autumn of 2026, and Bosch coming spring 2027.
Mhm.
And then they made it seem like, okay, well that was those are your characters, and then they were like, oh wait, no, we've got somebody here to announce something special. And they had the director of Final Fantasy 7 remakes come out and go, we're adding Tifa, we're collabing.
What a
And
great crossover.
Tifa got a roaring applause, and I think she will make a great addition to the Street Fighter
Perfect for Street Fighter. Perfect
roster.
character for Street Fighter.
And they alluded to that they're like, working her style into the game, and that they alluded to, like, there's another mechanic that they're adding around her, and I'm like, limit break, it's got to be limit break. So probably stay tuned, because she is coming sometime early 2027 is what it says. So
Very cool.
Next up was the premiere trailer for the sequel to Stellar Blade Blood Rain.
This looks so good, and no part of the first part of the trailer made me think Stellar Blade. The visuals look next gen, right? Like, not something we're capable of now. It was like, what is this universe? It was very cyberpunk, Blade Runner-esque.
Yeah. As the more that it kept going, I was like, this looks like somebody is just like, hey, Shift Up, can we copy your homework? But and then it was like, oh, Shift Up. Oh,
it is them.
This is going to be Stellar Blade 2.
It is them. Yep. Great surprise announcement.
And rounding out the show, Jeff, said one more announcement. I don't know what I can say to hype this up, and people were really hoping he had something good after the High Guard debacle last year. And he did not disappoint.
No.
He said, prepare for the final battle. And we got the announcement of Final Fantasy VII Revelation. And then the creator then came back out. They talked a lot about what's going on in the trailer. They showed the High Wind. They showed the characters working together, different combo systems. They're adding, new costumes, which kind of introduce like a job system into the characters. And there's a lot going on here. Jumping from the High Wind and diving down into different areas. It looks
Tears of the Kingdom style.
Oh, yeah. And you've got Vincent, you've got Sid, you've got Barrett, and everybody just doing their thing. It looks beautiful, and this is going to be a great conclusion. They showed, the weapons showing up. What was it? The Emerald weapon and
Ruby, Omega,
Ruby.
The weapons looked crazy cool.
They looked good. They looked really, really
good.
And
those were all, I think you had to fight one of them, but I think the other two were like optional bosses on the international and NTSC versions, like the ones we got. I don't think they were in that initial game.
And the big announcement was the fact that this is releasing spring of next year, which is an absolute crazy turnaround time for this last game.
And for PS5.
And not only... I was about to say, not only that, but it's releasing simultaneously on everything spring 2027. So your Switches, your PS5s, your Xboxes, your PCs.
And we've seen
anyway and anywhere you want to play.
You can play anywhere. We've seen a lot about Rebirth not really meeting sales expectations, and did it hurt that title just releasing on one platform? So be a good test. It's coming for everything. You can finish the conclusion, and by then you'll have had the chance to play through the first 2 chapters on the device of your choice. I'm near the end of that first one. I just need to go ahead and wrap it up and move on to Rebirth, so I can be ready.
Do it.
Yeah, because I'm near the end of that one. All right, that was your Summer Games Fest, your Summer 2026 Keeleys. I think it was a hell of a show. There was all sorts of stuff for everybody. It was a wide breadth of genres and gameplay opportunities. Oh boy. Then a couple of days later, June 7th, we had the Xbox game showcase.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
Take us through this Xbox showcase, sir.
Oh boy, here we go. I might need another refill.
I'm always here. Lean on me, sir.
You're good. You carried us through the Keeley Fest. Some of these are going to repeat, so I won't do a deep dive on these. And then we've gotten some follow-ups on some of these. I think again, leading in, this was a very strong show. Friend of the show, Mark's Knight, did not know this had kicked off, and after the first, I think 4 stories had come out in the direct, he's like, "Oh, the Xbox show is on," and I was like, "Dude, they came out firing with what makes Xbox Xbox immediately." Like it was a shot of like Xbox defining titles. You always hear the
man.
You always hear the.
I can't wait to play this first title on my PS5, man.
Oh, it was previously heavily rumored / a trailer released with PS5 Pro on the bottom of it.
They removed a trailer.
Yeah, this was like a last
that had the logo in there.
Real quick though, box says discard the glass. It's time for the bottle. This actually came from a box, so it would be in honor of you, sir. We would be moving to the box because it's actually a very tasty boxed one. The box gets a bad rap, but yeah, straining the end of it there, Brant.
Buy in bulk.
Yeah, yep. It's 4 bottles in one box, and me and the missus both loved this one, so it hits. The first title Brant was alluding to, coming October 6th, was Gears of War E-Day. So this is Emergence Day. This is before Marcus is in jail, and before the adventures of Marcus and Dom, and then the DBs from the newer reboot. Dom. Marcus. I don't think Dom's Marcus is as iconic as Joe. I almost said Joe DiMaggio. Is it John DiMaggio? Is the voice actor for Marcus with his Dom?
Yeah.
But there's jumping in this. There's like a new slide mechanic. It looks awesome, and it looks like it captures the core essence of what makes a Gears game a Gears game. And this universe is ready to be explored. Like, we saw the conclusion of this, but you can drop back and tell more stories just like this. And as I was thinking this, I was stewing on this because the next game showed was Fable. I was thinking about this, and then the next game popped up after Fable. But Fable's coming from Playground Games, and that's next year. Like, we just read that was bumped to 2027. Brant, what'd you think about the Fable trailer? Yeah, it's coming in February.
Fable looked good. But I mean, yeah, it's worth mentioning that Asha Sharma came out in between. It was a little mixed messaging there because, like, Gears of War E-Day was shown. Asha Sharma came out and was like, "Hey, we're going back to the core of and we've heard you. We're trying to make Xbox, the de facto gaming platform that y'all used to know and love." And they said Gears of War E-Day is a console exclusive, and then they proceeded to show 2 other Xbox titles that proudly portrayed PS5 next to them, and Fable.
And I wondered if that was going to be a test, like, this early, like, we got Gears of War Reloaded on PS5. Was that a test to see Gears adoption on PS5? And maybe it didn't hit what they thought it would, but it's kind of the third release of that game. Is that a good metric for trying to do that? But they're about to do the same thing with this game we're going to talk about after Fable.
But they did. I mean, they have said that, the games that they've promised to go to these platforms, they are going to deliver. So I guess it hadn't been officially announced that E-Day was going to be a possible PS5 release. So
I don't love Fable games. I respect what they are and how well they sell, and the fact that people do enjoy them. I've never had one grab hold of me like that franchise has other people. I got more from this trailer than I would have from some of those Lionhead Studio developed ones, but it still never it hasn't grabbed me. Like, there's an over the top humor element to it that it doesn't land for me. And I love British humor. I love Mr. Bean. I love a bunch of other Rare titles with that sort of humor, and something has just never hit with me with that. And I kind of got the same thing with this trailer, despite the realism and more focus on, like, less cartoony. Maybe we've always gotten kind of a cartoony Fable, but we'll see. Time will tell. I'm hoping this is an amazing game. I hope everybody loves this one. So, the next game, the one I was thinking about, like, yes, this main story is told, but you can dip back into any parts of this lore and tell some more of this. And this was Halo Campaign Evolved, and they let off showing some of the missions leading up to the Pillar of Autumn and that original part of Halo Combat Evolved, which we're getting as Campaign Evolved with Johnson, with the new voice actor. And Mark's Knight was like, the new voice actor is kind of off, but it's a retelling, it's not going to be the same thing. And as I heard it and I heard the delivery, I'm like, this is what Johnson would say. Like, this is this character. So we would be just fine going forward. And more stories in this universe, and all the gameplay footage and stuff we got looked incredible. The collector's edition sold out immediately. I don't know how many they had up or if that's a good sign of excitement for the title, but it was $200 and it sold out immediately. Brant, you sent to our friend group that
for a coaster.
It's a coaster. Internet connection required. Do you know what that means for me?
Both. Buying it digital.
I'll buy that thing digital.
It's absolutely ridiculous that a game that is completely just campaign only
Campaign Evolved
can't all be on the disc.
It's wild to me.
It is download required.
Yeah. Absolutely insane. Even more monstrous than, say, Halo on PS5 or having to download the campaign is the third person view stuff. Did you see any of that footage today? It's horrible.
They've since posted two trailers. The first trailer that they posted had captured on PS5 Pro at the bottom of it, like blatantly showing how good the game runs on PS5,
and looked phenomenal.
But
God,
also,
it looked good.
Today was the 28-minute. What mission was that?
Silent Cartographer and Assault on the Control Room.
Yes.
It's like the second and third. Yeah, it's the second and it's not second and third and fourth levels. I did not watch those. I'm already in. I don't need to watch any of those levels on gameplay.
I mean, you already know it. You already know it. But I watched the first person view and saw that there was the third person view version of that trailer, and just even looking at the thumbnail, I was like, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look right.
Thinking Inside the Box, we were talking about Johnson. He said he's the Johnson we have at home, and it's a pretty accurate description. We have Johnson at home. Yeah. Resonance of Plague Tale Legacy is coming in August. Is that a new one? I remember this trailer, but for some reason I thought it was like a combination of the two. You know how they're releasing like both of the SKUs at one time?
Yeah.
So this is a new title from Focus Entertainment.
Yes.
Cool. I just see Xbox Series, Xbox on PC, and Xbox Cloud. Is that coming to everything? Can't see why all the other ones came to everything.
I think it's going to. I don't know if it's timed exclusive. It hasn't even been I don't think it's been announced for everything else yet.
Okay.
But I would assume it's coming to PS5 just like the other ones. And of course PC, Steam.
Speaking of February 2027 is starting to fill in pretty fast. Persona 4 Remake, which is called Persona 4 Revival, is coming February 18th, 2027. Next up, we saw a look of State of Decay 3. That's coming with a brand new gameplay trailer. I don't see a date for that one. Have you ever played a State of Decay? Is that something we would get into? Does that seem like an us game, or
I don't know. This didn't look bad. So I mean, it could be potentially
a streamable title of ours. Next, Sea of Thieves gets a new update. It's called Custom Seas, and that comes out June 18th. So next week, as of this recording. Metro 2030.
Yeah, State of Decay is coming to. Looks like all your Xbox, your Steam, PS5, and it just says 2027.
They've said they're going to do that, like with I think there was either at Summer Game Fest or at one of these other like after trade shows. Matt Booty and Arsha kind of doubled down on these multiplayer experiences are going to continue being on multiple platforms. Like that strategy seems to have worked, but they're gonna take it on a case by case basis with these exclusives and figure out if they want to keep it on Xbox or not. So they'll decide as they go. Sea of Thieves new update, season 20. I haven't watched the first 19 seasons. It's called Custom Seas.
They showed off basically like a creative mode. They showed all sorts of stuff that you could do, crazy stuff, and it looked interesting. I don't
It
know.
continues to
Maybe
grow,
enough
and
to get Mark Knight back into there.
it might be, and it's super successful, so they're doing well with it. Metro 2039 got a gameplay trailer. That series continues. Another one that's never really grabbed hold of me, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. Bad Magpie announced for 2027. Newly announced. Plays a bird, but like the bird is always like carrying something around. The bird adventure.
The bird, it's
and he hops.
I don't know, kind of reminds me of like the what was that? The goose game.
A little goose
just
game
went around and caused havoc.
and a little donut. Was it Donut County or Donut Country? I think it was Donut County, the Annapurna thing with the raccoon, just like a mischievous animal. Cell shading, graphics look great. Wolong.
This is in that same vein.
Yeah, just hijinks and like a goofy animal. Art style looks good though. Wolong 2, Wings of Ember, announced for early 2027. I don't know if that's Xbox exclusive. You know, we used to get this
no, it's
world premiere.
I think it's coming to everything.
Only on day one on Game Pass, but that was everything. Remember, we had like 3 or 4 shows in a row. It was like day one Game Pass. Cult game, which is called Join Us, is announced for March 2027. This looked kind of wild. Like a cult simulator thing, but
it's drink the Kool-Aid.
Oh, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Right? You know how the story ends.
No, I mean, if you're running the cult, you want everybody to drink that Kool-Aid, man.
I guess, but he did too, didn't he?
I only see. Yeah,
that was the end of it.
Jim Jones.
Jim
Jones simulator.
Oh, geez. Single player and 4-player co-op.
The Xbox
logos at the end.
Logo at there, yeah.
Build up a cult, take over followers, influence them. It looks trippy. It looks kind of wild. There's like some Cthulhu elements. There's like tentacles, and it looks like a trip, literally. March 2027. The next Hellblade game, simply titled Senua, has been announced for 2027. Also looks good. All these Hellblade games have looked and played well, and they've all come to just about everything by this point. So, hopefully the same thing. Thinking inside the box in the chat says join us. Yes, that's what it looks like. I just think of
the NOFODcast cult.
Yeah, we are. It's the Simpsons gif of Homer and Bart trying to get somebody to sit on the couch next to them with the TV with their bug eyes. You know, it's like join us. So look forward to that third Hellblade game, simply titled Senua. Doom Eternal Revelations has been announced, an expansion coming in July. On July 7th. VGC calls this Doom Eternal. This is there's like multiple typos in here. This is not an expansion for Doom Eternal. This is an expansion for Doom the Dark Ages, the most recent game. Yeah. So they just they got them confused. Doom Eternal being the second game, Doom the Dark Ages being the most recent one. And this came out for everything. I would imagine this expansion would come out for everything.
Yeah. And there were some really cool parts in that trailer. I mean, him getting that like spear weapon, and then that part that like looked like old school Doom. I still haven't played this one, but it looks really freaking good, man.
It does.
I think Cesar said he played that one at least a little bit, and he said it was pretty cool with that like shield mechanic and everything.
The shield and grapple, like that combo. It moves a lot faster than those first two, and the first one moved really fast. And I think they added platforming in Doom Eternal, and it slowed down a little bit. But this one just looks like crazy visceral. Oh yeah, there is that like an original Doom looking element. That looks wild. Next up we got Crazy Taxi World Tour coming in 2027. Lit off by the yeah. You heard the Offspring fire up, and I was like, wait a minute.
Super excited about that.
Yeah. There's been some stuff recently about like generative AI and what that's gonna look like in this title, and they use it.
they, I, th- I think we're at a point where you're not going to get away from it. A lot of these game companies are using it. They they did come out and say, look, we used it as a reference for so if they said, we want a section of the road to, look like this with this franchise or this or that over here, and then their artist would use that as like a reference, but the everything would be designed or done by an actual artist, so
Yeah.
there's supposedly no AI assets in here. Nothing, actually AI is not taking the job of these people. So
Here's how the trailer started. See if I can get it to play right.
ready for a
Honking of
copyright
horns.
strike.
Hey, I'll take it for this one. Stacking the energy drinks.
Oh, the dude. Yeah, about to say the dude stacking the cans.
Love me some
Just the
Offspring.
blaring of the Offspring.
Yeah. All right, Brant. Then they grabbed us all by the nostalgia. They showed kind of like a progression of it was like a room circa 2002 with a CRT and an Xbox and Ninja Gaiden posters and Halo Combat Evolved and Fable poster. We saw the boot up, like the Xbox boot screen. And then we got all sorts of stuff flying around the room. They grabbed the Halo translucent green Xbox and ripped it off the shelf, and it started flying around in the air and spinning. And what was left behind is inevitably going to be a $900 console, I would think.
Yeah.
It's sexy though. We've
limited edition,
man,
25th anniversary
Xbox, and it's a beautiful translucent green
it
Series
looks
X.
so good.
The
console shares the same translucent green and has the color buttons.
Yes, back to the red, green, blue, and yellow we all know and love with the original Xbox logo on the backside.
Yeah.
I may have to splurge for the controller. They may have me in the nostalgia for the controller.
I might try to grab at least the controller because the
console's sexy, but it's gonna be
because they said it's gonna be 1 terabyte. It's gonna be at least $1,000 after tax.
It's gonna be expensive.
Can't do it, man.
And we've talked about it on the show. I've talked about it with Buish well before he was on the show with us. I've messaged Thinking Inside the Box this about his Xbox systems. Like, I think they're cool, like to look at off to the side, but once I've seen it, like friend of the show Charles gave me the Gears of War one. I think that one's really neat, but I don't need that one sitting under my TV as like my daily driver version of that. Like, I think they're cool, but I'd much rather have the 360. What was that second series called? The Slim. It just needs to be a matte one or the glossy one. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a fancy R2D2 or anything. Those are neat, but you've seen them. You heard it open and do the and I don't have to do that over and over and over. But this is a very sexy console, and this speaks to us as 90s kids with the translucent plastic for electronics. We had this in Game Boys. We had this in iMacs. We had this in PlayStation controllers. We had this in N64 controllers and systems. It
expanded kind of to CD players and iMacs.
Yes. Boom boxes.
All sorts of things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it needs to come back, and maybe this is it's an extreme callback, and it's right in the nostalgia, like I said, but Box says he may trade his Series X for it, depending on price. Oof. You're going to take a hit just for that aesthetic.
I can see it.
It's hot, though. And, Cesar has noted this with some of his trade-ins. Like, we've all had our Series X's for 6 years. Like, it's a 6-year shelf life and use on these things.
Gone up.
The value has gone up. Maybe there's a
man.
Maybe there's a way we get a brand new Xbox for a couple $100 for that trade-in. But those will be released in November, of course. Xbox 25th anniversary is this November, and we'll see how that looks. Minecraft Dungeons 2 is coming out September 29th. I believe this is coming out for everything as well, just like the original Minecraft Dungeons. Yes, there it is. Series XS, Xbox Cloud, PC, PS5, Switch 2. It's coming out for everything. Magicians the Devil's Deal. I don't remember watching this trailer. What was this one
Oh
about,
my
Brant? It was
gosh,
like a
dude, it looks really cool. It's like a first person, I would almost say like akin to how like BioShock is that like first person shooter kind of thing. This is like it's a magician, and for some reason the devil's after him, and it's doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and you're like using playing cards and throwing them at enemies, and then pulling out your magic wand and like reversing the world and doing all this crazy stuff. It looks pretty good, dude. I'd definitely take a look at that trailer. It's just got Xbox logos in the at the end of the trailer there. It says coming 2027, so no full release date on it.
yeah.
But I would say that's definitely one to keep an eye on.
Was the main character playing a fiddle at any point? And competing
No,
with
it
this
didn't
devil.
take place in Georgia.
Ah,
No, nothing like that.
I thought we'd get a nice competition there. I will also maintain I enjoyed the devil's music more than Johnny's music in that song. I thought it was way better than Fire on the Mountain, Run Boys Run. Thought that was stupid. Next up, Valor Mortis is coming in September. Yep, you couldn't help but finish the line, right?
Yeah.
Valor Mortis looked like a first party Skyrim, Dishonored. I'm not sure. It was like a combo of a bunch of different things. That one did look good though. I did see that trailer. The Elder Scrolls Online gets a Thieves Guild expansion. That's coming out July 8th. That was a very long bid on that. And it's coming. Is it coming to a new platform? I feel like there was some part of that announcement that was like, there's PS5, PS4, Epic Game Store, all the Xbox systems. Maybe something about the Steam version was new here. I'm not sure.
I don't remember.
I don't either. Flight Simulator gets a United States themed update. So that's Flight Simulator 4, Microsoft Flight Simulator 24, which is getting like National Park, like super updated, like upscaled versions of those, specifically for the country's 250th anniversary this summer. Where Winds Meet is getting expansion called Hidden Mountain. I don't know anything about Where Winds Meet. Have you played this? Looks like a Souls type game.
No.
Uh-oh, Brant. What you know about this next title?
Oh,
What you know about this next title?
I like Castlevania, Richard.
I like $40 Castlevania games, Brant. You got me at $40.
Castlevania Belmont's Curse finally got its release date announced for, of course, October 15th to be specific. Game looks beautiful still. That Dead Cell Studios. I loved that Castlevania expansion. This game featuring Rose Belmont. I'm all in, man. This looks so good. It looks so damn good.
How about the arc of we're gonna make something that reminds people of the best parts of Castlevania, like a 2D franchise that we haven't had a good version of, and we hadn't had the DS collections come out and all that stuff. It had been a long time.
Yeah.
To then warrant a Castlevania specific expansion for that game
Crossover
that still did justice. To then being given the keys to the kingdom of the next. What an arc that is for this developer. Who is it? Is it Red something or Dead? I should know this. I saw it.
Hold on.
I watched Raw. I wanted to say Raw Fury, Dead Fury. It's in there somewhere. But man, mad props to them for just taking this and going for it and getting all the way to this point. And it looks beautiful in motion. You really got to watch the trailer. Like, we're not describing it. We're not giving it its due.
Motion Twin?
Yes, that's right. Motion Twin. Totally wrong. No Dead, no Raw, no Fury, no nothing anywhere in there. Absolutely right. Motion Twin. Box says, where's my Elder Scrolls 6? Same. I'm right there with you. Right there with you, Box. What, like 8 years since that was announced and teased?
You'll get a Skyrim remaster before you get that.
Yeah, we'll be playing Skyrim on something else. dedicated ROG Ally version.
Mm-hmm.
What else could they port it to? We already got a Switch 2 upgrade, right? That was the most recent one.
Great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Persona 6 announced with a short trailer. So that's official.
Very short trailer.
Yep. And essentially just a tease. Nothing more than just a tease. But very cool that Xbox
We talked
got
about
that. Time to share that.
we talked about last week what Toys for Bob could be up to.
We did. Brandon, are we
And we
taking
found
credit for
out.
this one? Are we getting this one too?
I mean, I don't know, man. It had the road had been swirling, so
This is one of your favorite franchises. I'll let you take this one too.
it's a good franchise. It's a really good franchise, and I brought up last week that we got the remakes of 1, 2, and 3, but he didn't get the treatment that his other mascot Crash did. But here we are, Toys for Bob making the Spyro A Realm Beyond, which will be releasing for everything in 2027. It looked really good. We actually see Spyro flying around for a change rather than just kind of like gliding in a lot of his games.
And it looked like Panzer
Falling
Dragoon.
with style.
Looked like Panzer Dragoon-esque gameplay
Kinda
elements.
did.
I was like,
Kinda did.
this looks good. This looks like what we
Looked
would
very,
want.
very good.
And good for like developer redemption. I feel like they've been beat up for the past 10 years. There's always been some sort of a negative spin, or they got absorbed and they're having to make Call of Duty games, or there's been some sort of knock, and like they're back.
Mhm.
They revitalized that Spyro franchise was dead before Skylanders. And yes,
Mhm.
that turned into something else. Skylanders became its own thing, but that made Spyro name relevant again. And Spyro was a major character in that first game. And then Toys for Bob made the very successful remaster, right? They did the collection of those three and then got absorbed into Call of Duty nonsense. And I feel like a lot of this Xbox show was a redirection of getting away from that. And they mentioned that Matt Booty and Aisha interview that I talked about. Like, they got caught up in the development cycles of chasing these different trends, and they couldn't keep up. And that's why we didn't get these exclusives. That's why we didn't get a defining. What's your killer app for the Series X? What would you call? What is the killer app for that game in the past 6 years? It's just been an Xbox Series. It is a Series X. It's an Xbox One Series X. It's like the best way to play all these other generation games. We're playing Old Man Halo on this thing every weekend.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
those backwards compatible games. If you got some older titles, those the upgrades to those are best way to play them. But other than that, I mean, it's like you can play those titles on PC if you want, or some of those titles came to PS5 or Switch now, and it's
exactly.
Like, well, there you go. However you want to play them, I guess. You don't have to have an Xbox,
and you do need some of that.
That was Phil Spencer's thing. It's like, you don't even need an Xbox. You use that TV over there.
Get a Fire Stick.
Use your refrigerator, your smart fridge. That's an Xbox.
It'll play Skyrim. And I liked the Blue Ocean strategy, but it just didn't. I think this is what we saw happen, is that they chase so many of these trends with these developers, and we have to have this in Call of Duty. So this only sold 200,000 units, and despite building up brand awareness, and you lay the groundwork for some of these things as you go, right? Like Gears Reloaded for PS5, you're gearing people up you're gearing the PlayStation audience up for the next Gears game. Like, you're laying this groundwork, and you can't do that if you're rolling these smaller experiences up into support studios for these titles that are already the whales. Call of Duty is already a whale. You're not getting any more from that. Let Sledgehammer make another game. Let Raven Software make another first-person shooter. Cut Toys for Bob loose and let them do a cartoony mascot thing. No, it's not going to be your whale. Let it get you 200,000 sales. Let it pad out your Game Pass subscription. Let it get you an audience that's not going to play Call of Duty. Don't be afraid. Embrace those parts of the market that are not covered in that Blue Ocean strategy of just play these 4 or 5 big whales on Game Pass anywhere. Give us these other experiences too. And I feel like they were getting there with like South of Midnight and some of these
Yeah.
other experiences, but it just wasn't. Or we got the incomplete Oblivion remaster, which runs like dog shit a year after release, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of that on Switch 2, right? They're afraid to show its face on Switch 2. What does that look like?
Yeah.
So this is such a cool thing, and I want to wholeheartedly support whatever this Spyro project's going to look like, because it looks like a fun game. This looks like a fun video game. Clockwork Revolution is an Xbox console exclusive that's coming out in 2027. This is the one they keep mentioning right up there with Gears of War E-Day, and this is from In Exile.
This reminds me a lot of like BioShock Infinite-esque.
Yes.
It definitely it's got that steampunky vibe, and there's a lot of like time shenanigans going on. Like these guys are going back in time and trying to like correct certain things and change certain things, and
so
it's a cool premise, and it looks like a good game, man.
Started this trailer a little bit later also, and I thought it was a sequel to We Happy Few. Do you remember We Happy Few for Xbox One?
Yeah.
Kind of felt like a spiritual BioShock sort of cyberpunky. Yeah, but this thing is the time twist and all that stuff you're talking about. This looks like a system seller. This looks like a reason to have an Xbox again. It really does, and it looks great. And they confirmed this would be a console exclusive. We got another look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. This is the DMZ mode.
That's what they closed out the show with, was Call of Duty DMZ.
Now,
I think they should have switched those last 2 announcements.
Yeah, I would think so. With the recent doubling down on Call of Duty coming to everything, essentially, especially this one coming to Switch 2 also. I love the Korean spin on this. Like, I actually am more excited about this one than I have been for a Call of Duty game in a while. That's not just Warzone. Yeah. Of course, we'll probably check in and see what Warzone brings to us from this one, but yeah, that closes the show. Oh God, we made it through. We made it through 2/3 of the news, Brant.
That's like 70 something games, man.
Oh my gosh, only 75 to go.
It was like 80, 90 games almost.
My VPN already cut back on. What'd you think though overall of the I thought I told it 40. Didn't I tell it 24 hours? It's already back on.
Yeah, you said 24 hours.
It's on.
No, the Xbox show, I thought the Xbox show was very solid.
Really good.
Yeah. And I think after that first Gears of War E-Day announcement and Asher Sharma coming on there and saying, you know, the return to Xbox and return to console exclusives and Gears of War being a console, I was like, okay, I think that is the right move here.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying, like we've said before. I know we've talked about it several times, but they're trying right now to correct the ship here, and I know they're on the right path. It's just now with all this other stuff still going on, that path could still be kind of bloody. But we'll see as it goes on.
Yeah, there was more news out of that one today. Like they're having trouble building and shipping and keeping in stock Series X's. So what does that bode for their hybrid project? What do they call it? Helix, Project Helix. Their PC and Xbox hybrid. So time will tell. We didn't think those parts would be 5 times the expense they were last fall when I feel like Cesar was warning us, like, buy your electronics now, get the stuff you want to get, and
yeah,
that's it. There's a chance it may or may not be there this time next year, and rapidly increasing. It's not looking good. Yesterday we had a Nintendo Direct. Yes, yeah. Tuesday, as of this recording, Wednesday. We had a Nintendo Direct, and it's safe to say for me, Brant, I don't think this is a hot take. This was the weakest of all the shows.
It to me, it was very much, here's another look at something you already know is coming to Switch 2. And, this game that got announced a few days ago, or maybe within the past year or so ago. Look, it's on
Yeah.
Switch now, which I guess for us as um we were lucky enough to own just about all the things, we want to own as
There's
far as game wise.
there's an entitled take
Um
that we have here where an announcement
so
may not excite us because we've had access to this content for years at this point.
yeah.
But it may, if you're in the Switch
And as
ecosystem, this may be like a huge announcement for you.
Yeah. As somebody else that might have, a PS5 and a Switch, or a PC and a Switch,
Mm-hmm.
it might not hit it's definitely going to hit differently, because it's like, oh, well, I've already got this game, or I already got a way to play this game, or
Yeah.
but for somebody that's exclusively only in that Switch ecosystem, I thought I did think it was a good showing. I thought all of these shows were very good.
Yeah.
I thought the Keelys was probably the strongest showing out of all of these shows, but I mean, it
Was.
was a freaking 2-hour show. Um, but I didn't think any of these showings were bad. But I definitely, if I had to say which one was the weakest of the bunch, I would say
Yeah.
probably this Nintendo. It had its highlights, but
In a week,
overall, it was. Eh.
it's like picking out a bad Final Fantasy game, right? Or rank the Metroid games.
Yeah.
Pick a bad Metroid game. Like it's a weaker Nintendo Direct, but there were still lots of games for people to play and some
Oh
very cool
yeah.
announcements and some release dates, like you mentioned, and some physical announcements where they're still doing the $10 discount at like Amazon and Best Buy and Walmart. I'm like, what are we
Yep.
doing here? This is like an unofficial discount thing that just happens until release. But so the show starts off with Yoshiaki Koizumi. He just was like there and said, "Welcome to the Direct," that sort of thing. It was like a 50-ish minutes Direct, and it started off with Rhythm Heaven Groove, which is coming to Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And this is a Switch title, right? And is also
Yes.
supported on Switch too. All right, so that's coming July
Correct.
2nd. Onimusha, the new reboot, I guess, of sorts of that series, Way of the Sword, was announced for Nintendo Switch 2. That has already been previously announced for PS5, Xbox, PC. Next, we got
Correct.
Dragon's Dogma. Go ahead.
It is worth noting that is it is getting us physical, but it's a Switch key card.
Okay. Yeah, note those if you remember kind of which ones are which on that.
Yeah.
Because I think I've mentioned on here before, if it's third party, I'm probably getting it on Steam for Steam Deck or PS5 if it's getting a physical copy that I need in my collection. And Nintendo first party, I'm probably going to pick up. But if it's a game key card, unless it's a good deal for me, I'm probably not grabbing that SKU. I'm probably going to grab it on something else.
Unfortunately, it seems like that's the way game key cards is the way, like Capcom and we'll talk about them later, but also Square Enix is kind of leaning more on those key cards.
But on that note, we're getting console parity for Switch 2 gaming with the other platforms. You're getting Pragmata day one. You're getting Resident Evil Requiem day one. You're getting Final Fantasy Revelation day one console parity with these other two. Which maybe game key card is the sacrifice for that, but I think it's working. I don't have to be out there spending my hard-earned money on those in that manner, but we all have the choice to do that and pick up those where we want to. Yeah. Dragon's Dogma 2 Dark Arisen announced. This came out 2 years ago, or maybe last spring for the other consoles and PC.
Mm-hmm.
So this version for Switch 2 is coming out in October of this year. Stellar Blade is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 port. Who thought we would be talking so much Stellar Blade? NOFODcast from this news. And that's coming in 2026. Orbitals is getting a release date, and that is going to be September 3rd. So it's an asymmetrical two-player co-op game that you can play either split screen locally or online with Game Share. and it's like an 80s anime style
Yeah.
co-op game.
This
It
this
oozes.
is one of those. This is the third time we've seen this, but I am
Yeah.
like, I'm so sold on this game. I think I went ahead and pre-ordered it as well because this is a Switch exclusive. I don't know if it's like a timed exclusive, but at least it's a Switch 2 exclusive, and it is getting a full on cart physical release.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
I think I'm supporting this one as well. So Cesar was in the chat with us. We were watching the NTSC like English version of the direct, and he was watching the Japanese one. And he said their chat was blowing up about orbitals. They were loving the art style and gameplay and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a couple deviations in those shows. I wish he was on here to tell us the differences in those, but there was a few games.
He said there was like a Trails game or something that he was showing us, like some of that or something.
And Adventures of Elliot got a big highlight on the Japanese one, and
yeah,
I don't even remember it.
Yeah,
I don't even remember it coming up in the US one, unless I looked away.
I'm about to say I don't even think it came up in the sizzle reel or anything.
No, and that's coming out soon, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Rayman Legends Retold. Switching it up. I see what you did there. TechRaptor.net, who we're getting the story from. Along with coming out for everything else, Rayman Legends Retold is coming to Switch 2 as well as other platforms on October 1st. They did not mention Rayman Origins Remastered that we saw in either the Summer Game Fest or the PlayStation show. So I'm curious.
It was a PlayStation
show. I'm curious if that's a PlayStation exclusive or if that's coming to everything. I haven't really seen that confirmed anywhere.
I don't know.
That would be the one to get if that's the case, because both of those games are really, really good. I would not think that we would miss out on that by being in any other system, but you never know. From the creators of Untitled Goose Game, Big Walk is an interesting, weird-looking game that is a co-op multiplayer adventure about working together or just going off on your own for a bit. So it says from Untitled Goose Game, these are like robot geese, like an Among Us version of a goose, maybe. And
I don't know. Yeah, weird looking. I got like goose mixed with like Patapon creatures.
Yeah,
because they're just like one solid color with the giant white eyes with the pupil right in the center.
But very descriptive, like that monster game that we played where you could like raise your eyebrows and stuff. You can see them doing something like that with those characters.
Yeah.
Like, imagine, listener, if you will, if they'd said this was from the creator of Katamari, like this would be a very in Katamari universe, or Nobi Nobi Boy, or any of those other type titles. It seems like it would fit in that universe. This would be an interesting one to try on PC potentially, like all of us playing one of those multiplayer madness type things.
It's probably gonna make you laugh because it looked like they're like the snoot, like the mouth didn't move, but the snoot like extended or shrunk when they were talking. Yeah.
Buish game, and I guess that's our game. One Piece Grand Gourmet revealed. Like a 8-bit Game Boy looking One Piece recipe cooker, 400 One Piece characters. It's coming to Switch 2 on October 23rd, and also PC and mobile platforms. Brant, did you ever pick up Pokemon Pokopia? I can't remember if we talked about
I have
this or
not. Yeah, I have not, but
people love that game.
Pokemon Pokopia is getting a free DLC along with an expansion pass. Free DLC for Pokopia allows players to explore the underwater portion of the games with the new dive move. August 26th is when the first expansion comes out, letting players, like I said, go under the water, grow plants, build structures and all sorts of stuff under the water. And they do the planned expansion pass DLC, new town called Bubbly Basin, which will have new buildings, friends, and more that you will be able to buy the day of the show. And the first part comes in August. with more DLC to come in the fall. And next year we'll have the third piece of that DLC expansion. Then they went on to Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. There was a good bit of the story as well as gameplay. Surprise, surprise! It's more Fire Emblem.
Lots of Fire Emblem
It is
heavy.
it is somewhat a prequel or a continuation or something to do with the Three Houses game.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks beautiful. It got its release date of September 17th, of course, exclusively on Switch. I think this one has been confirmed to be the Switch's next $80 game.
Oh, the regular SKU is $80
Yes.
bucks?
Yes, I think it has been
Wow.
confirmed that it is the next $80 game.
People paying
As
that
well
for Fire
as
Emblem.
getting
Does Fire Emblem have that clout now in the
Fire
US?
Emblem has that pull.
That's
Fire Emblem has
crazy.
that pull,
I
buddy.
remember the days when it was a non-existent franchise here.
Right?
It was nothing.
There is also a special edition that got announced that I want to say was like $130 or $40. Coming with like a map and art book, and of course other goodies that the collector's editions always do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going live later the evening of this the same day as this direct, and they were selling out fairly quickly.
Imagine
on
that.
most places.
Didn't Cesar get screwed on one of the Fire Emblem like DS versions or something, 3DS versions a couple years ago? Birthright or something. I don't. The Fire Emblem thing has been insane to see, because I saw them come out in retail on Game Boy and GameCube and Wii, and nobody give a shit. Even after like Marth and Roy and them in Smash Brothers, and then it was that 3DS one. It was Fire Emblem Awakenings, and ever since then, Fire Emblem has been just an insane
it had a
tentpole franchise.
It had a very cult following, and then something happened with those 3DS releases, and it just had this boom.
And I would have thought, being in retail at the time, tracking like Fire Emblem coming out and Advance Wars at the same time, and you had Advance Wars DS, and just the paths of those two franchises. If you had told me in 2026, like Advance Wars and Fire Emblem, where those would be, I would not have believed you. I would have absolutely gambled on Advance Wars going the opposite direction. What was next, Brant?
Ninjala 2. I didn't even remember Ninjala.
I've never played
a thing until Ninjala the Ninjala
First.
2.
What is Ninjala the First? I have no clue.
It was on the original Switch. I remember that title, and like, oh yeah, that is a thing. Showed this off. But it showed off of course the titular Naruto running that's associated with ninjaing. And they showed the character using what they called ninja gum. And he's like chewing the gum, and he's like pulling it out and making like vines and whips to like swing and do all this stuff, or making bubbles and floating up in the air. And it looks interesting. I'm not in this Ninjala series. I don't know. I might buy the first one and see if it's something I'm into.
Yeah.
Of course, it's releasing spring of next year, 2027, and exclusively on the Switch 2. Then they showed. I don't know that this is necessarily Nintendo's answer to trophies or achievements, but it's semi in the same vein.
Only Nintendo can build and do something like this, though, right? Like they're leveraging these ecosystems or these systems they've put in place.
I don't know.
I
I don't
like it. I
know.
don't know that I'll do this, but I like it for some reason. Part of me is like, oh
It doesn't
yeah,
get you anything.
no, but
It
part
gets
of
you
me
an
is like,
NFT. Like,
yeah, but I never
it's basically an NFT.
I never chase those things. It's more the concept of like, oh, it's cool to bounce from this to this to this to this, and like,
Yeah.
where else would you do that besides hooking up a thing and popping in a cartridge and firing said thing
Yeah.
up?
It's neat that they're doing something. I guess this is a cool jumping off point. So starting, the update had already pushed before the direct, and people
Mm-hmm.
were speculating on it because they were looking through the back end. We're talking about challenges. Of course, the first part is going to be Donkey Kong based challenges.
DK.
Um, it's a timed thing as well, which is kind of odd. It's like either you do the challenges or you miss out and you don't get to participate in these.
Mm-hmm.
June 9th through September 1st. They have a variety of Donkey Kong games that you can play across all sorts of their virtual consoles, and complete these challenges in order to earn what is like a digital card with just like some Donkey Kong art on it.
Yeah.
And then they showed off that if you have Donkey Kong Bonanza, there's more challenges you can participate in, along with Mario Anniversary crossover for Donkey Kong Bonanza, including some Mario themed costumes, which is actually it's kind of cool to see Donkey Kong dressed up as Mario and Pauline on his back in the
Yeah.
Luigi costume. They
With
showed
her
like
mustache.
there's there's coins to collect and question mark blocks and stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a cool little crossover for the 40th.
They won't get me with the FOMO. Like I'm beyond the age or whatever it is of having to get these
Yeah.
cards. Like I'm not gonna freak out if I miss one of these things. It's just not. I'm not there anymore. I'm a grown ass person with way too much to have to worry with. The history is what's intriguing to me, and it kind of feels like a modern take with what they're doing with these online platforms of what they tried to do with what did they call those, like with NES Remix? They came out with a 3DS one and a DS one, or a 3DS and a Wii one, or a Wii U.
Wii U.
Wii U, that's what it was. So you would jump between this. You would play a Kid Icarus thing, and you would do it a Mario, and then so this is like you'll play a minecart section of Donkey Kong Country, and then you'll play some of Donkey Kong 94 for Game Boy, and just part of that seems like a thing that only they can deliver. And it also seems to be part of their tale of delivery of DLC for stuff. So I can absolutely see something like this coming out, when they're driving up attention for Pokemon next year for, was it Sea and Waves? Waves and, is it Sea and Waves? Whatever the two
Wind
new,
and Waves.
Wind and Waves, that's what it is. The two new Pokemon games, right? And then let's say we get Sapphire and Pearl collections on the online thing. And then we get like some sort of Pokemon thing where you get to play Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Puzzle League, and you do this thing, and then there's an expansion pass, just like we had with Donkey Kong Bonanza. It seems to be like this cadence of reminding you not just that this franchise exists and you can buy an expansion pass for the newest one, but you see what I'm saying? With they have a way of keeping it relevant and having a mind share. Because we should have been done. We should have been done talking about Donkey Kong Bonanza, shouldn't we?
Right.
We should have been done.
Yeah.
And they somehow have managed like a 2 expansions and now a Donkey Kong collection and then another bonus thing for Bonanza. Like they pad out this tale of content for these things, which nobody does but Nintendo. They honestly do, for better or worse. Like there's stuff that comes down the road after the fact.
I mean, they already have little challenges, because if you go to the I say challenges, if you go to the Nintendo Online, they have the how you can build your little character icon, and it's like boot up, this month it's boot up Splatoon, and you can earn points and buy any of these Splatoon icons, or boot up Super Metroid 2, and you can pick any of, get some coins and buy it and purchase any of these little
Super
icon.
Metroid?
So it's
Super
like
Metroid 2, you say? Is there a Super Metroid 2 we need to know about? This sounds like a great video
I
game.
wish.
I did it. I was on the same brain length as you. I did it like 3 months ago when I dipped into the Nintendo Online thing. It was play Super Mario 2. And you played the NES one for a little while and you got like avatars. And then you played Super Mario Advance, which was Super Mario Brothers 2, like the Game Boy Advance, that launch title. So if you played both of those, and it was
You
cool.
don't even have to play them.
You just fire them up.
You just boot it up.
Yeah.
You literally boot it up and exit out, and that you see the coins go ding, like pile into the.
But I actually
coffer there.
I played the first couple levels. Like I was like, what are the differences here? Because it's fun. It does drive you to like looking at, if you don't cheese the system, as Brant was mentioning, but it drives you to like to making those comparisons, to like seeing that history, and I think part of that is cool. And again, nobody else can leverage that. Sony killed that for us. It would be great to play a track on, play a track collection on Gran Turismo 7 and you play that same track across the multiple Gran Turismos that you've had. But that would be an ultimate history of Gran Turismo as a franchise. I think that would be awesome. Or every entry level to Uncharted. Here's how every Uncharted game started. Or, like the cross-platform list that Halo does. Like, here's all the Warthog missions. You can play those in Master Chief Collection. Those sorts of things are fun to me. And you get lots of replay value off of doing those. Man, we spent a long time on DK Challenge. Did you think that was in the cards for us?
Cards, because you get little digital cards.
Oh, NFTs.
Next up was no, it's not Vampire Survivor spinoff. It's a Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble or Survivation.
Survivaton.
It's basically vampire survival with Jujutsu Kaisen characters.
A licensed skin.
Coming to Nintendo Switch this year, featuring 20 plus characters from the series. Looks like it is releasing this year on everything. Next we had again Lords of the Fallen coming to Nintendo Switch. Then we went to the Lies of P Complete Edition. Got announced for Switch 2 here.
More ports.
I think that's getting a full physical version. I think I saw that was going up on VGP. I didn't look to see if it actually was a game key card or a full-on cart, and that's coming August 6th, including the all the DLC, with the physical being released in October.
More Capcom
Devil
greatness.
May Cry 5.
Yeah.
Devil Hunter Edition coming to Switch 2. Got announced for June 23rd. So far this only seems to be a digital release.
Okay.
Like I mentioned before, with it being Capcom, I think even if they did release a card, it's just going to be a game key card. So not a huge loss, I guess.
I did not have this next game on my bingo card.
Oh, these Muramasa games always look pretty good, and this one is no exception.
Resurrecting from the Wii and Vita days.
Yes,
Muramasa Revenant Blades. For modern,
this looks amazing.
All Vanillaware games. We were talking about timeless art style and look good 30 years ago will look good in 30 years. That's Vanillaware games. Every single 100%. One of them. Yep. All the way back to like Princess Crown on Sega Saturn. They are 2D experts, magicians over there. Muramasa Revenant Blades will be available on Switch, Switch 2, PC, and PS5. The Switch PS5 versions will retail for $49.99, while the Switch 2 version will have the entire game on card and sell for $59.99. We got a huge Xenoblade update. Brant, my page just crashed. You might have to take the Xenoblade update.
I just took a drink of water.
Throat goes totally dry. Okay. I need a drink of water. I would have paid for that drink of water.
Like Richard said, huge Xenoblade update with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition getting the first update. They added quality of life features as well as a new vehicle to travel around in that first game. And was available the day of the show. As far as digitally anyway. The upgrade path, you can either buy the, of course, Switch 2 edition or pay the $10 to just do the upgrade if you already have the Switch 1 version, with a physical edition coming by the end of July, with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 coming July 30th, and a physical coming October 1st, and Chronicles 3 getting all versions later in December. I think it's worth noting that what it was, oh gosh, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the little spin-off game, the
Torna the Gold Country.
starts with the gold. I was about to say it starts with a T and then it's Gold Country.
Yep.
Thank you. I believe got a free upgrade for that one. That gets a free upgrade
60.
path. Yes.
The rest are $10. And then
yes, all of
physical
the
releases again.
Correct. They get full Switch 2 SKUs, or you just pay that $10 upgrade path.
Man, the Xenoblade support,
probably my path to victory.
The Xenoblade support is just absolutely insane. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
They keep bringing those forward. That's fantastic. All the way from the Wii.
And of course, they're not done. We got Xenoblade, a new Xenoblade announced, Xenoblade Genesis, or as you said over in the UK, they get Xenoblade Mega Drive.
That was a good bit. As soon as I saw it, somebody had the art style and everything. I was like, oh my god, this is so good.
Xenoblade releasing sometime next year in 2027. I thought that was a pretty good little bit there.
Oh, it's perfect.
As soon as you sent that, I'm like, damn it, I wish I had thought of that.
I was like, I had to say this is from Reddit or Threads or something. I was like, I wish I was this creative.
Yeah.
Next, following the highly successful Nintendo Switch Sports port that we got, we're going to get Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, which came bundled with the Wii Motion Plus back in the day on the original Wii. But this offered advanced motion controls, 12 sports, including boxing, ping pong, archery, tennis, volleyball, bowling, basketball, golf, thumb wrestling, skateboarding, power cruising, prop playing, and jump rope. I'm, of course, laughing about thumb wrestling. There were a lot of funny GIFs that came out of this, and the hands and things.
Spent way too much time on that thumb wrestling, and
that was in the initial trailer, things. And then they doubled down. It was like, well, now we've showed you Switch Sports Resort for Nintendo Switch 2. Now we're going to show you some more thumb wrestling, and they went right back to these giant hands and the thumbs. And you had Koizumi like off screen,
3 times the side of the person.
You had him like off screen, like doing these thumb motion things,
and he's going like making these faces.
I told you guys, like, I'm gonna be good at this one. Just I'm gonna win this one. Just don't even worry about competing. I got this.
Something about it.
Oh man. And then they previously mentioned RuneScape Dragon Wilds is also coming to Switch 2. This looks really good. We've just seen like trailer stuff, and it looks like it's multiplayer, but it looks, I don't know if those are like AI companion bots that are running along with the character, but it just looks so good. And it's like the cell shading art style. It looks like a little Dragon's Dogma. It looks like a little Skyrim. It looks like a little Dark Souls. But playing with friends, like this might be a really good time. And September 15th, same date as 1.0 PC. I feel like we just said this story, but it was in another character, or it was in another article, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Brian, I need more party games for that Switch 2. How about some Sanrio
Well, there
characters?
you go. You got some Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Party Land. It's just Mario Party-esque stuff with Hello Kitty. Over
Karopi.
140 characters.
Karopi the
You wanna play
frog.
Cinnamon Roll?
Is Cinnamon Roll one of the characters?
Oh, yeah. That's
Who's
the,
Cinnamon
like,
Roll?
bunny-looking character.
Okay, I didn't know that
You
one. I
don't
was
know
trying to think of
Cinnamon Roll?
I was trying to think of the pig. Give me props for
The
Karopi,
pig?
man. What's the pig's
Yeah,
name?
you good. You're good. I don't know the pig.
So way back in South Lake Mall, when I wanted to go to like microplay, my stepsisters would want to go to the Sanrio store. So there we would go. We all would be looking at Karopis and Hello Kitties and everything. Do you remember when South Lake Mall had the Sanrio store? You do?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
That's when the mall was hopping, man, back in the day. And
Way back in the day.
microplay and friend of the show Andrew going in there to rent a Jaguar and somebody talking him into renting the Sony PlayStation he had never heard of and Resident Evil, and the rest, as he says, is history. I always like that story. Nintendo announced a Star Fox demo was out. I always want there to be some sort of subtitle. This is just Star Fox. This new reboot, reimagining of the 64 game is just Star Fox. The free demo is out. I took my Switch to work so that I would be able to download this because I knew there would be some like shadow drop thing, right? The day of the direct, and I'm like, I gotta have this. And I saw the demo go up, and I downloaded it immediately. Have I played it? No time, but it's ready. It's ready and waiting.
I downloaded it as well. Haven't played it.
And I told friend of the show, Mark's Knight, this is one of his favorite 64 games. He will go through all the routes. He'll play all the different, branching paths and all this. He knows this game in and out, like I know some old school Mario games and maybe like Link's Awakening, that sort of thing. And I was like, you don't have to come play the demo, but when the game comes out, please come play the whole game with me. So I think we're gonna knock out a campaign when the game comes out. There's a game coming up that I think we might have broken him down on the Switch 2. He may be ending up picking up a Switch 2, like a lot of people.
Really?
This game's gonna make a lot of people buy a Switch 2. But Star Fox, I told him he could play my copy when it comes in. Brent, this was one of my games of the show and games of this whole season. Final Fantasy Resonance. This is a brand new Final Fantasy game based off that HD 2D art style. And you could call in heroes from the past like Terra, Cloud, and even Clive from Final Fantasy 16, of course. And this, it's got airships, it's got chocobos, it's got a world map, it's turn-based. And I was like, damn, this is like
beautiful HD 2D graphics.
I was like, this is a legit return to form. This looks awesome. This looks like everything I've wanted in a Final Fantasy game for a long time. I've read recently it's a conglomeration of a mobile game. Maybe whatever I was reading was not accurate on that. Like it's a cobbled together piece of some mobile experience. And I hope I'm wrong. Please let me be wrong. And I don't
know.
I'm reading some incorrect.
If I have, I've never seen anything on that.
I feel like this would not have escaped our sphere of knowledge of awareness in gaming or Final Fantasy lore or pixel art or anything. But if it was some offshoot mobile game, there's a chance that we didn't know about it. So maybe we find out more about that later. That comes out October 22nd on Switch, Switch 2, PC, PS5, and Xbox Series consoles. That HD 2D engine seems to scale pretty well. You do get a performance boost on the newer stuff over the Switch, but those Switch ones are playable versions. Like you're not going to get a awful experience if you get the Switch version of some of these 2D HD games. Piku Niku 2 was next. It's weird. I don't know how else to describe it. It's kind of an odd thing, like odd little monsters hiding around in places. Dragon Quest Monsters: The Withered World was announced, and this was the conclusion of the Dragon Quest Direct thing from last week or 2 weeks ago, in which we thought we'd get all sorts of Dragon Quest announcements, and it was just an update on 12 that it had been relaunched. It was 12. It was this game. What was the other game that they showed off or talked about? I can't even remember. It was not a remaster.
It wasn't a remaster?
No, it was not even a remaster. It might have been I feel like it was a Monsters type thing like this, but this is the new hotness.
I guess.
The Dusk Bloods closed
Mm.
network test coming this summer. I'm struggling bad. This is from Software Switch 2 exclusive, the Dusk Bloods. It's a server test this summer. Maybe we try it out. Maybe it's a multiplayer thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what we get. Brant, another one of your games that we keep seeing a lot of stuff on, and like more teases and more dates and more
Yeah.
features. And this was Splatoon Raiders, the new single player PvE focused. I guess it's not single player, but it's like a PvE centric
Hmm.
title, and a tease of a Splatoon Raiders Direct, which will come on June 30th at the end of this month. That comes out July 23rd. And new Joy-Cons. Was that the blue and yellow ones they showed? Like blue and gold themed?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they look good, but they're Joy-Cons. They're usually clipped on the inside of my machine, so it's the colors don't mean a whole lot to me.
The only place they have the color is right on the inside.
Deltarune Chapter 5 is coming soon. That's the next chapter in the Deltarune saga. That'll be June 24th. Metaphor ReFantazio Switch 2 port comes out November 12th. So that'll be like a holiday game.
Mm-hmm.
I played probably 2 or 3 hours of that demo. It's a very lengthy demo that opens up. And I bought it for PS5 when it dropped in price, and I've just been meaning to go back to it, and other things get in the way. This is an awesome game. Art style's fantastic. Music's great. Turn-based gameplay's fantastic. Story's great. This is really one worth diving into. What was it 2024 Game of the Year in a whole bunch of different places? Like the Game Awards and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think Metaphor was 2024's Game of the Year, and I think Expedition 33 was last year's in a lot of different places. We've had turn-based RPGs
making a comeback.
They have been, and like being front and center on the stage in gaming. Minecraft Nintendo Switch 2 version is coming. That will be new graphics, mouse control support later this year. There's no exact date on that. And Brant, you are super into these next two, and I will absolutely let you handle these.
I have to take credit for this because I don't know, something internally, I guess, just playing around with the PS2 lately, I had the urge to start yet another playthrough of the original Kingdom Hearts, and I started playing it Sunday, I want to say. And then a couple days later, we get this announcement. The Kingdom Hearts collection is coming to Switch. This is to celebrate their, what was it, Kingdom Hearts 25th as well?
Was that 2001 or 2002? We're in that realm of that time, yeah.
Anniversary. This is a new collection. They've released this several versions of a Kingdom Hearts collection over the past few years, but this is 1 through 3 all together, coming to Nintendo Switch this October, also coming to PS5. Will include, of course, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5, 2.5 Remix, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8, the Final Chapter Prologue, Kingdom Hearts 3, plus the Remind DLC for that. The cloud versions of this game are being delisted.
Yeah.
And I believe you have like a few months to continue to access those. But they are completely going away, and you will have to rebuy them. But you do get a discounted rate if you did purchase those cloud versions. Apparently, it's maybe 50% off or something akin to that. It's a pretty steep discount, apparently.
That's very cool, Brant. I'm glad that we have access to every single Kingdom Hearts game ever made on the Switch 2. And they're not going to make any more Kingdom Hearts games, and we'll have everything wrapped up on Switch 2.
Well,
Switch 2, yes.
There was
wrapped up.
There was No, there was another Kingdom Hearts game shown 3, maybe 4 years ago for, Kingdom Hearts, 4. It got another trailer here,
Yeah.
out of the blue. Nobody had this on their bingo card.
Nope.
Pretty good showing, pretty good trailer. And the announcement that it would release on Switch 2, as well as I'm sure it will release on everything else as well under the sun.
Yeah.
Um, Same day,
For Switch 2.
whenever it releases.
More parity,
No
more.
release date, no.
Yeah, they're not even throwing that out
But
there.
yeah, they're not even they don't even feel comfortable enough to throw like end of 2027 or it's anything on 2028, 2029.
Yeah.
Like they're not throwing it out there.
Not even floating this thing.
Not even floating the idea.
So this was the
All right, Richard.
I ended up by the time we got to this part of the direct with the Kingdom Hearts piece, I was in a watch party with some peers, friends of the show, David, Sean, Christian,
Okay.
and Joseph, and we were watching this together. And somebody was not able to like speak like on the camera, like I was on a camera and stuff. So they're in the chat and they're like, "Wait, I watched this thread like unfold in real time." It's like, "Wait, is that an adult Sora? Is that?" This Sora is not from like a DLC or anything. Like I just saw it, like the realization come across, and it was fun, So many, I won't say surprises get spoiled. We're entitled. Like these are just announcements of games. We're not owed anything here. But for something to come out of the blue on a stage that were unexpected, and for people to actually be genuinely excited and kind of seeing how this gets unveiled, and the curtain comes up, right, and gets whatever this thing is that studios and people have been working hard on gets unveiled, and fans get excited. That's the best part of these announcements and these shows.
It was absolutely crazy to see another trailer for this game in a Nintendo showcase. It was very unexpected. But now we come to the one more thing,
the conclusion,
Richard.
Yeah, one more announcement, and
what a one more announcement it was.
This has been oft rumored, but we actually got a trailer for a teaser. This is a teaser trailer of a Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, including a kind of brief retelling of the past. Like we saw a tapestry, almost like the introduction to Wind Waker. That's what I was thinking of when I was looking at it. Like the hero of old. This was like the formation of Hyrule with the Din, Nehru, and Farore, I think, are the three goddesses that exited the world and created the Triforce. And then at the very end, we zoom in on they mentioned the boy without a fairy. And my brother's lighting me up immediately, like, "Is this for real? Is this for real?" And that's when the Switch 2 purchase is going to crumble for him.
Well, that's the thing, is even before, like, as it was talking, the music was very like ambient in the background, and then all of a sudden you start hearing that very familiar wind instrument that can only be an ocarina.
The ocarina playing Saria's song in the background very faintly.
Yeah.
And then we see the boy without a fairy in his treehouse hut thing, and not like we've seen him before. It doesn't look like a remaster of the N64 or 3DS version. This is a remake, is a reimagining. He doesn't have the hat. He doesn't have boots on in the bed, which was always weird to me. I remember even on the 64, I was like, why is he wearing shoes in the bed?
Yeah.
And then at the very end of that, 2026. So we're going to see more from that. They're absolutely going to drip feed this information, and this is going to be a zeitgeist in gaming. I think this Ocarina of Time remake is going to be huge. And then there was a sizzle reel featuring a whole bunch of different games.
I think the sizzle reel was before that announcement, but there were quite a lot of announcements in there. What do we have? Final Fantasy 14 Online, Tales of Eternia remastered.
That one's huge. That is a very expensive
in October
sales game. Yeah. Stuck on PS1. That is a huge release. Well, I think it got a PSP release in
Uh,
Europe. I think that's the one Cesar talked about ordering a separate UMD because his froze up.
yeah. What's that? With the Alter Games, Caria, the
Atelier Caria.
Knight of the Kingdom, and the Guild of Memories
I've never
coming
played
to
any of
Switch
those.
2 early 2027. Yeah, I've not touched any of those. There's a few of them I know for sure. Rise of the Tomb Raider, 20th year celebration, release day of on Switch 2.
So
They showed
we're getting
another
the rest of the
sizzle
Survivor
for
trilogy.
yep. Metal Gear Solid Volume 2 Master Collection coming in August for Switch 2. Snow Runner release day of show. Observer System Redux coming June 18th. Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 coming this holiday. DayZ Cool Edition launching this year. Uh,
Cool
Everbloom.
edition.
It's like another little animal farming sim thing coming spring 2027. Fitness Boxing 3. Um, Switch 2 edition adds camera play feature and more on Switch 2 for July 16th. And that looks like everything that was there. We did it, Richard.
Oh my god.
Oh my lord.
2.5 hour show.
Three stories.
We've been down here almost 3 hours. It's a long ass recording. I'm not editing this tonight. I will put it up tomorrow.
No.
That is your we're not doing games played or games acquired.
No.
I will regale everyone with my victory in Medal of Honor Frontline next week. But the deed is done. The deed is done. But thanks for bearing with us this 400th episode as we celebrate games. That was a great celebration of games.
Yes.
I think we're
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining and listening to all this news, and I think we're in a good spot. Brant, you were kind of like early on the show. Do you feel like combination of retro and where we're going in the future? You think we're okay? Think we got some good choices for everybody? Still get to play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
your Wii Sports
never gonna
Resort games.
I'm never not gonna be excited about games or buy, certain games and things
Yeah.
like that. But I don't know. We live in a I don't want to say society, but we live in
A world.
some trying times here, and this there's some looming ugliness with this AI stuff and the games industry as a whole.
Ramageddon.
And yeah, but the time it takes to develop a game plus the cost of developing some of these games, and I don't know. I hope it gets
Are we
better,
getting
man.
better?
I want to.
Box said that bubble's starting to burst, and Cesar has mentioned like that bubble has to burst, and maybe this is it. Maybe the RAM and all that forces those diminishing returns and puts us on that trajectory that we wanted to go back to.
Yeah, I don't want to get off on a whole rant or anything, but it's funny. I've seen there's a guy that's literally in his backyard has a shed, and like he opened it up and it's like a clean room in there. It's free and gone to links of like literally making his own RAM. Like
holy shit.
Like yeah.
That is so
and it's
hardcore.
Like a whole process. It is more like akin to developing film, it's a whole like crazy process.
Shit.
And his goal is to eventually like actually have like a whole like working full thing of RAM that he can integrate into his computer and all this stuff. And it's like, dude, this dude is going crazy, man. RAM prices
so
are
hardcore.
It's expensive, but like this is a whole nother level, man.
Jeez. It's like the doomsday prepper of computer builds. Here's my silo where I build the RAM.
Ugh.
But once again, thanks for joining us for 400 episodes. Maybe we have 400 more or more than that. That would be awesome. Good problem to have.
Yes, sir.
But thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See ya. And adios.